I'm Jen Mack. Welcome to One Ultimate Health. I decided today that I'm going to put a video together to help you understand more or less what it all takes to be healthy. What everything, all the background stuff and all the internal work that has to be done. It's not just exercise. It's not just go out there and do a few push-ups and some jumping jacks and run a few miles. It's more than that. There's all this internal work, and I want to break it down to you today by putting together this video, this teaching framework for you that is about the 9 fundamental conditions to getting healthy. Now, I also want to tell you that if you're someone who is you might have watched this video kind of on accident or stumbled upon it, that you can use these 9 fundamental conditions for just about anything. That it's very basic tools to help you move through where you are right now to find success. And that in this case, for what I'm doing right now, it's going to be in health, but it could very well be in anything. You could find success in relationships, or find success in making more money, or parenting. Whatever the case may be for you, you can still use these for that. So how do you get healthy? How do you go from where you are right now currently in your life, no matter what that is? If you're 10 pounds overweight, if you're 50 pounds overweight, if you're just not strong enough to do the things you want to do, if you're training for a triathlon or a marathon, what do I have to do internally? I have a lot of people, clients that come to me and they're saying, okay, I really just want this. I want to get healthy, and we're in an age now where patience is not anybody's virtue, and I'm just like everyone. It's like I want those results quickly. I want them right now, and I don't want to wait for them, but I will work for them. And so this is kind of the work that you need to do, and I wanted to put this out there for you guys because I want you to understand the mental things that have to change in order to find success on the other end. So how do we do that? The first thing, this is, in One Ultimate Health, I have an acronym where this came from. It really came together nicely for me. When I worked at a gym, and I used to have clients, or people were coming in and out of the gym, and they were taking classes, they were working out. They'd been members there for years, and we had the same membership that a lot of gyms have, where you take pictures of the clients, and mostly for identification for memberships, right? Well, it could even act as a before and after. So several people that were coming into the gym or taking classes, regular boot camp classes, or kung fu, whatever we taught there, and I'm seeing that they're not getting any results. And in small talk, I'm finding out things that are missing from this equation. And some of it was this stuff. Some of it was they were just exercising, that there was no nutrition change. Some of it was they just didn't have the right mindset. And One Ultimate Health came together like a puzzle. And it put this whole acronym together of all the pieces that you need to get healthy. And not only are these the 3 key components, but then I broke each of them down, and what does that mean in each of those? What do you have to do in this area to get these things? So they are in the order of importance, and this has to happen first. This is probably the hardest work for a lot of people, and then this area. But these are all, as I get into a little bit more detail with you, I'll be able to explain it better to you exactly what do you need. You've got to have more than just an exercise class. That's just a teeny little bit of the equation, right? So let's begin. I'll stop rambling right now. We'll get right to it. And here is the 9 fundamental conditions for getting healthy. The very first one that you must start with is oneself. Now, in this acronym, people go, okay, so that's working on myself. That's working on my exercise, or having the right attitude, or yes, but there's more to it than that. There's more internal work. And a lot of times you'll hear in my videos that I'm going to tell you, work on the internal and the external will change. And that's with everything. That's with whatever successes that you're looking for. That is financial success, relationship success, that is health success, that's all of it. Start with the internal first. If you are struggling back and forth with something that you're trying to attain, It's because your internal isn't in alignment with what it is that you want. Okay? Now, I'm not going to get into a bunch of spirituality with you, but it really does begin right here. I have clients that I've worked with that have been with me for 2 years and are teetering around 10 pounds. And they have 55 pounds to lose. Why is that? And then you take another client who I've been with for 2 years who's lost 80 pounds. What's the difference? They started at the same weight, believe that or not. They're the same age. They're both female. They're both 36 years old. They're both this amount of pounds. Why is one losing weight and the other one isn't? And it starts right here. It starts right here. Now, what does this mean? What are these three? What are these fundamental conditions that you have to have in this area of oneself? What does that mean, Jen? How do I do that? What do you want me to do in order to become an expert in this area, right? Okay, the very first thing you have to do, and as soon as I tell you this, you're going to be like, what? Duh, right? But it's absolutely true. This is the very first step in this area that all trickles down and ends right here with health, whatever that success is. Remember, you can kind of fill in the blanks with getting healthy or making more money or becoming a better parent, whatever it is. These are the 9 fundamental steps in each of these areas. Okay, so the area of oneself, the first thing you have to do, you have to make a commitment. As I'm trying to build a business, a health and fitness business, and I have all these other areas that I'm tackling, it's not just exercise. That's the most fun for me. Nutrition is, an area that definitely needs to be addressed. This is my passion. This is where I want to learn and become an expert in. And so for me, in order to build my business and to find the success that I'm looking for, I must make a commitment. And that commitment is to myself first, that I'm worth it. I want to do this thing. I want to have this success in this area. I'm committed. I will go all out. I will keep going and keep going until, right? And I'm asking you to do the same thing. So if you're looking for success in your life, if you're looking for good health, the first thing you have to do is you have to make a commitment. Okay? What's the next thing you have to do? Everybody knows you cannot just try one thing one time and expect that you're going to get phenomenal results. You cannot go to work one day and get a retirement plan, right? You have to go and you have to keep going and you have to keep working. You must be consistent. If you are not consistent, you will not get the results. Same as in my business, is I have to keep going. I have to keep recording videos like this. I have to keep connecting with you guys. I have to keep working and keep doing I have to keep learning. I have to keep teaching in order to get the results that I want. Well, it's the same thing with you guys. You have to keep committing to yourselves. You have to keep working and keep learning. Okay? What's a third component? What's a third condition? When I get my clients together, one of the very first questions, especially if they're new to my class, one of the very first things I ask them, who's your support system? Who do you have at home? What friends do you have? What family members? What coworkers do you have that is your support system? You must have a community. You have to have people that you're working with, people that are supporting what it is that you're doing. You have to. You have to be able, you can't go to I used to have it was a 2-day a week, but it was a 3-hour boot camp class. And I would just beat on my clients, right? They were just soaking wet by the time they got done. They could lose 3 pounds in one class. And they would go home, and if their husband wasn't on board with what they were doing, what do you think happened? What happened? I think we should just order a pizza tonight, honey, and I got a case of beer. And if that's not a support, if she's easily influenced by that, then what happens? Her hard work that she just put in is gone in one night. The 600 calories that she burned is gone in one slice of pizza. You got to have a community. You got to have a community of people that are going in a similar direction that you're going in, that are passionate about their lives, passionate about health. They've made the commitment, right? You have to have the commitment, the consistency, and you have to have the community. And if you're watching this video right now and you're going to check out my 14-day Fire the Fat program, or you're in a class and you're working on your health and you're losing weight or getting stronger, who's your community? Who are your supporters? You have to find them. Okay, The next part, this is the most important part. These are the things that are the hardest for my clients and a lot of people to work through. And it's hard for me too to make that commitment, but you just have to keep going, right? And that's the biggest part. That's the deep down internal stuff that has to happen. That work that has to happen. Now, what's the next one? The next one that we tackle is nutrition. Now, there's other components in here, of course, too, but nutrition, if you're not eating the right foods, your body is not getting the right nutrients that it needs to perform at optimum levels. So if you ate at Burger King and then you come to my boot camp class, I can guarantee you're not going to feel good after class. And that might not necessarily be because of the exercise, but it's definitely going to be because of the food. I had 3 clients that I used to train at the gym that I worked at, and I would train them as a group. It was a mother and daughter and a best friend. And they would go to a restaurant. They would eat a full meal. And 5 minutes later, they're doing mountain climbers and jumping jacks and running stairs in this training. And every single one of them was hurling in the bathroom, not 5 minutes afterwards. So when they come back, and I'm like, okay, you guys are looking a little green. We just started this workout. What's up? And one of them said, the daughter says to me, well, you told us to eat before we came. And I said, right, you should eat, like 90 minutes or so before, have a little something. She goes, well, we ate at Jack's. Like, what? And they had a full meal, and what? Okay, your body can't handle that. You're not eating the right amount of food. You're eating too much food. You're not eating the right kind of food. Your body can't work at optimum levels when you're not treating it well with good nutrition for your body. That's fruits and vegetables, that's whole grains, that's drinking, 60 to 80 ounces of water per day. That's feeding your body the right stuff. You're not putting water in your gas tank, right? You put the right fuel in the right stuff, nutrients in your car, so your car works at optimal levels. Let's do that for our bodies. How many cars are you going to go through in your lifetime? How many bodies are you going to have? Okay? So, how do you do this? How do you do this part? How do you make this part work the best? The first thing you have to do is it's all up to choices. Making good choices. When I would leave my clients or my class on Thursday night, we had class Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and at the end of class on Thursday, I would say, okay, you guys have a great weekend. I would give them some homework, some miles to do, or a certain amount of push-ups or something to do over the weekend, and then I would say, make good choices. And what that means is decide every day, every morning of every day, what you're going to do. So, am I going to eat more fruit today? Am I going to drink more water today? Or am I going to eat at McDonald's? Am I going to eat this or that? Every single time you have something, every choice you make is a choice that's getting you closer to your goal, closer to health, or further away. It's a yes or no question. It's a yes or no answer. Is this getting me closer to my goal or not? How fast do you want to get there? What's the next thing you have to do? This one's the hardest part. This is definitely the hardest part for a lot of my clients. Nutrition, this sometimes gets tapped into. It really depends on the client. This becomes really difficult. Changing eating habits. You have to challenge the body. In order for your body to adapt, right, you have to challenge it. So the next one with nutrition is to challenge it. Now, this is kind of an ongoing thing. There's lots of controversy, how many calories you should have, what kind of calories those should be. I mean, you can eat 1,000 calories of junk food or 1,000 calories of lean protein. What's your body going to use? Which one is your body going to use the most and get the most out of and help you perform the best that you can? Sleep the best, function the best. Well, I can guarantee it's not going to be from the junk food. Mostly there's nothing of nutritious value for your body in junk food. So choices, and then challenge the body. So juicing, I just started juicing just a few weeks ago, and I'm digging it, where I'm getting more vegetables and more fruits, and I'm looking at the bowl that I'm putting together before I start juicing. I'm like, I would never sit down and eat all of these vegetables. I would never sit down and eat. It's a huge mixing bowl, and it's gone in a second. And now I have the nutrients from those fruits and vegetables that I would never sit down and eat that whole thing. Okay, we're talking 6 carrots, 2 apples, an orange, a banana, some spinach, some celery, right? Nobody's going to eat all that. So, but would you drink it? Would you get the nutrients from that? I'm telling you, I'm already feeling the benefits from it. So challenge the body, make good choices. What else do you need to do? This one is my favorite. This one is my favorite, and all of these, this one applies to all of these. But when you start, remember, you have to have consistency. It's not going to happen overnight. But when you start, and you start eating better, you make a commitment. You decide you're going to do it however many times a week. You're going to make a commitment every day. You're going to do this exercise every day, or you're going to do this, you're going to get this amount of cardio every day, and you're going to eat these kind of foods, and you're going to make this change, right? And then you got your community of people that you can rely on, people that support you, and then you're making good choices as far as nutrition goes, and you're challenging your body. What starts to happen? It creates a chain reaction. That chain reaction is what helps the body to adapt. It's like in my other video, I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, but I do a video with a chiropractor, Dr. Heather Van Skyhawk, and she owns Pure Chiropractic. Well, she tells me that chiropractic work is a process. You don't just go in and get snapped into place and then that's just it. Like right now I'm going through some shoulder issues, and I expect to come out of there and be like, wow, you know, my shoulder feels great. It's not that shoulder, by the way. And my shoulder feels fantastic. Well, it didn't feel fantastic afterwards. And she tells me that it's a process. So as you keep going, what happens is the body starts to adapt to the change and starts to create a chain reaction. So as you're starting to eat better, your body starts to metabolize foods better, it starts to digest better, it starts to build muscle easier or faster, and everything starts to create success for you. And then it becomes easier, okay? That's creating that chain reaction. Now, down to the nitty-gritty, what is our number 3 of these key components? You got oneself, which is the internal work. You got nutrition, which is working on fueling our body the right way so we can perform at our best. What is the last thing that we need to do to get healthy? Now, if I was going to stop right here, you guys would be able to fill in the blank, but that is with exercise. Now, when you have fat on the body, fat is just a tissue of excess energy. It's stored energy. So if you're not moving your body, that energy gets stored. Those extra calories, which would be energy, get stored because you're not moving your body enough. So if you're eating 3,000 calories a day and your body only needs 2,000 calories, 1,000 calories a day are being stored. And 3,200 calories equals a pound of fat. So how many calories you need, how many days is that before you gain a pound? So you can see where people could gain 50 pounds in a year, right? So what do you have to do? You got to move your body. You got to start exerting that energy, right? You got to start burning off energy, which is where the exercise comes in. Now, there's a couple of things. You can take a class. You can do my 14-day Fire the Fat. You can take a local boot camp or a spin class. You can learn to bike or play basketball or whatever. Do what you love and do it as often as possible. And instead of using nutrients for social, solve your stress issues or emotional issues or bored issues, you go back up the line and go, how do I need to solve this? I'm a stress eater. What do I got to do? I got to make a commitment. I got to find a different way to deal with my stress. I have to find a different thing to do, right? I have to replace that habit with a healthy habit. Okay, I have to be committed to my health, to make better choices, and I have to move my body. So what are the key components in here? What do I got to do emotionally to get through the exercise part? The very first one, you must, after your commitment, you must adopt a new way of thinking. I see people, I've been in the car when this has happened, but I see people that will drive around a parking lot for a half an hour looking for a car to open up, a space to open up where they can park 10 feet from the door. And they get out and they are very well capable of walking from over there. But instead, they drive around for a half an hour waiting for a spot. Now, if you're one of those people, this is what I'm going to recommend. You park over there where all the spots are and walk. Use up that energy and walk faster. And when you get a cart, push it. Don't drive up to pick up the groceries. When you work at someplace there's an elevator, take the stairs. These are all ways. They're very simple, but you have to adopt a new way of thinking. You have to adopt a whole new way of doing things. This is all about changing. But the best part is that you're in control of the change that you're going to be making. But the first thing is this adopting a whole new way of doing things. So like I said, walk further, take the stairs, do more stuff. Find exercises that you love doing, from biking to running, rock climbing, playing basketball, whatever it is, and do more of that. Okay? All right, so what happens next? We adopted a whole new way of thinking. What else am I to do? You must adapt. In order for the body to change, it has to, what you're actually doing when you're losing weight and getting stronger is the body is adapting to what you're asking of it. If I'm asking it to do more push-ups and I want to be able to do 15 push-ups at a time, then my body has to become stronger. It has to use more fat energy and fat tissue stores to be able to do what you're asking it to do. That's what forces it into adaptation. So if I can do 10 push-ups easily and I'm still 5-10 pounds overweight and I want my arms to look better, I want to be a little bit leaner, I'm going to up the type of exercise that I'm doing. So instead of doing 10 push-ups, I'm going to do 15. So the body's going to go, oh, 10 is no big deal, but those extra 5, that is really challenging me. So I have to use more fat to be able to get through it. So I have to bring in some more energy, which is I'm going to burn fat as energy, right? And that's what we want. Then I'm going to have my muscles get stronger so I can do what you're asking to do. That's adaptation. So you want to use some of those calories, use some of those fat stores, and push the body so it'll start adapting. If you're driving around in the parking lot for a half an hour looking for a spot, seriously, come on. So what are you going to do instead? Walk from farther away. The body's going, oh, wait. Normally, we only walk 10 feet. Now we're walking 100 feet. So I need to adapt. I'm going to, because you're asking me to do more, to use more energy, I'm going to pull from fat stores to use more energy. Now this might sound a little bit ridiculous, but people who are overweight, doctors say, start with walking. The body adapts to that. Burns fat, becomes stronger, becomes more flexible. Okay? All right. Now we get to number 9. 9 of the ninth fundamental condition. If you do all of these things, this is what's going to happen. I can guarantee it. And not only is this going to happen, but this is going to pull in all of these together and make them work easily and effortlessly. Okay? What is going to happen if you do all of these things? You're going to become addicted. Now, this is a good addiction. This is, you are addicted to success in a good way. This is your life. This is your chance. This is your chance to make whatever life you want. You have that choice. You have that power within you to do whatever it is you want to do. If you want to travel, if you want to have great relationships, if you want to be the best mom or dad, if you want to be lean, mean, and a cutting machine, then you can do it. These are your foundations. These are your fundamental conditions. This is where you start. You start with making a commitment. You start with making a commitment to yourself and to your success, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, right? And we're talking health. I'm going to get healthy. I want to feel good, sleep good. I want to look good. I want to be strong. I want to be able, when I'm 80 years old, I still want to be doing 5Ks. I even want to do a triathlon. I want to still be able to do push-ups when I'm 80 years old. I'm making a commitment to myself to do that. Then I need to be consistent. I need to keep going. Every day I need to do something that's going to keep getting me closer to my goal. Or it's just going to continue once I get near my goal. Okay, once I lose the weight, I still have to be consistent. You can't lose the weight and then stop and go back to old habits, because what's going to happen? Those old habits got you to where you are that you're trying to get out of, and you make new habits, you get those results, and then you go back to the old habits. Does that make sense to you? But it happens. It happens to the best of us. So you got to be consistent. You got to have that community of people. You have to have that support team. You have to have some support system that you can rely on, because in the very beginning it's very difficult to make new choices. It's very difficult to change some of your old ways and your old habits and to adopt this new way of thinking. You have to have that support. You have to have people you can lean on. And if it's your trainer, you can use me. You have connection with me through email, through Facebook. If you're doing consultations with me, you have connections that way. So check into that kind of stuff. Who can be your support system? How do you want those people to do that? Okay? The next, choices. Every day. Am I going to exercise today? What exercise? I want it to be fun. What am I going to do? I'm going to take a class. I'm going to go shoot baskets with my son. I'm going to go rock climbing. I'm going to go for a bike ride. What are you going to do? What am I going to eat? Am I going to eat cookies or am I going to eat an apple? Am I going to drink water or am I going to drink Mountain Dew? Okay, we're making choices, right? What's the next thing? I'm going to challenge myself. I'm going to challenge my internal because I want to feel good. I want to have that kind of success. I want to know that what I'm doing inside, in here, and in here is working for my benefit, okay? And then I'm going to create that chain reaction because the more I do it, the more it just creates this whole litany of things that are all working in your favor, making you feel good, making you sleep good. You wake up refreshed. You have the energy. Isn't that what you want? You want that kind of life. I want that kind of life. I hope that you're still watching this video, that you want the same thing. You have to adopt new ways of doing things, new ways of thinking, new ways of taking action. Every second of every day, what am I going to do today to get me closer to my goals? Okay, I have to adopt new way of doing things. Because the old ways got you to where you are right now. Are you happy where you are right now? Then it's time. It's time to adopt some new stuff, okay? Adapt. Forcing my body, even my mind, forcing my body, my mind to make new changes. And once you start thinking a certain way and it becomes easier and easier, your body's adapting to those things. Well, that's all of this. Okay? Does that make sense? And then the last is, now I'm addicted. So I'm going to just keep recycling through these steps every time I want to find whatever the success is. I want to find health success. I want my business to just blow up the nation. Well, if I'm going to do that, then I have to do all of these steps in order to get that, and I become addicted to it. And I become consistent, and I do make good choices every day, and I am challenging myself, and I have adopted a new way of doing things, and I have a community of people, of like-minded individuals, entrepreneurs, and other trainers that I tap into those resources to help me, right? To help me to help you guys, right? And I'll tell you right now, if anybody's addicted, I'm addicted. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got a lot out of these 9 fundamental conditions to getting healthy. I hope you took some notes. And believe me, if you can use these things, if I can help even one person who's watching this video, my day, all the learning I've done, all the staying up and working hard at night to put things like this together for you will make my day. So please post below. Let me know how this is working for you. Let me know how else I can serve you. If you have any comments or questions or concerns, please let me know. I'd be happy to help. I'm here for you. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Jen Mack, owner of One Ultimate Health. If you're interested in taking this a little bit further and really putting in a nice exercise program with some nutrition and even some of this One Self stuff, I have the 14-day Fire the Fat. I have a free program and I have the full program for only $47. And I have many other things to come because just like you guys, I create things and sometimes I create messes, but this time I try to create a masterpiece for you. I hope you enjoy. I hope you get a lot out of it. And I'll see you next time. Make good choices, and I'll see you in the next video.